I'm David Rowan, and today we're going to talk about how organizations can use IT tools and instruments to support their sustainability agenda. And of course, we're going to talk about the contribution NTT data using SAP tools can make. And we're joined in Rome, Italy by Valentina Losacco, who is an expert in the field. She knows everything about SAP cloud development, and she's been supporting companies around the world, especially in the energy sector, to cover with SAP implementation of all sorts of business processes, such as logistics, such as finance. Welcome, Valentina.
Thank you. I'm so happy to stay here and to can contribute to this initiative. Thank you.
So you only need to look at the news to see that climate change has moved to the top of everyone's agenda, not just politicians, but also corporations. Sustainability is one of the hottest topics of the moment. Now, what do we need to think about? How do business leaders need to understand their requirements for changing how their company works in these times? Tell us what some of the key themes are that they need to bear in mind, Valentina.
I think that we need to start with the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, the IPCC, I don't know if someone knows, which delivered a report, a devastating report in August 2021 in the entire world. The message is clear. The businesses have to be sustainable or they just don't have a future. But how can do it? We need to combine a series of measurements, not only climate change, but also pollution, gender equality, human rights, and so on. And each company has to include these topics into their business strategies in order to be measured accordingly.
And we're not just talking about putting out a press release, are we, Valentina? There's increasing pressure from all stakeholders, customers, business partners, but also regulators for them to make real accountable change.
Yes, I think that we are all involved in this news. So all of us, shareholders, employees, politicians, all of us are expecting businesses to be part of international initiatives. For example, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the SDG, that are a list of activities to tackle environment and social problems. So we have, as NTT data, we have everyday leaders, business that ask us how we can use our technology, our capabilities to deliver better sustainability performance to our client.
And this is not simply somebody else's problem if there's a forest fire on the other side of the world. This is about recruiting talent in your company that's going to ask these tough questions about your supply chain transparency, your commitment to reducing carbon outputs. And it's really interesting that you don't see NTT data as an environmental organization, but it is taking a leading responsibility for finding new sustainability solutions, as you've shown us. Which particular approaches that NTT data is taking do you think are key priorities?
Yes, I think that as NTT data, I think that the first step is the corporate social responsibility. That is the natural starting point because it is so useful to measure where business stand today, how we can develop improvement strategies, and then measure again how successful this strategy has been. So we are proposing our client to some solutions already executed and tested on ourselves. For example, we have already developed and implemented the global pillars obviously supported by all entity data programs and initiatives, to increase transparency between our clients, partners, and employees. So another initiative is related to cloud. We are leaders in moving client to the cloud, but now we are focused in make the cloud technology green. So the operational efficiency cloud offers does not come at the expense of higher emissions. This is the message.
And one thing about emissions is we can build systems that measure them. We can monitor data. Now, all this needs very effective and robust software systems, data analytics systems. The market is increasingly demanding future-facing IT systems that can help improve sustainability in the organization. So I'm interested in knowing where, as NTT Data becomes a big international brand, it will fit in. How will the storytelling of NTT Data as the global brand play a role in this sustainability agenda, especially in the SAP world?
Yeah, I think that it's a big opportunity because it gives us greater resources and access to greater investment fund for innovation. We are put together a toolkit based on SAP technology, software, and enhanced by blockchain and IoT. And for example, we are using now Ambiombo, that is a platform, is a SAP-based tracking platform that allow companies to manage CSR project by defining a hierarchy of project program objectives in order to monitor the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Another example is our environmental and CSR certification management tool, always based on blockchain and backed by IoT trace, that provide complete traceability of any product from production to sale. And finally, for now, we have the carbon credit registry and marketplace that support all carbon credit transaction while reporting on emissions and how we can work to reduce them. So these are only the first steps, but we as NTT Data, we see a huge growth in the tools and solutions that can be offered in the future.
And we're going to hear more about that word, Ambiombo, the software that we can work with to help us. It's an enormous subject, and I guess an enormous opportunity, because if we don't work together using the smartest IT tools, using experts like you, we have a big problem ahead. Yeah. It touches all of our lives, all of our families. Valentina, you're talking to people running big departments, big businesses. How urgently are they taking the need to do something serious and data-led to reduce the footprint of their organizations, to increase transparency?
I think that the client knows that we have already worked on transparency and sustainable in the past. So we are already on delay on this topic. So we have to run and go faster in order to reduce the gap of sustainability that we have now.
And what new skills do you think the executive leadership needs to navigate these new pressures?
I think that the most important skill is the ethic, not technical skill, but human skill, in order to know how it's important to go fast on this huge problem that we have now.
So they need an ethical mindset and
yes.
an action-based focus.
But we are in the right position now.
Valentina, thank you for sharing your knowledge. We'll be keeping a close eye on how this sustainability agenda develops, and we will catch up soon to see how things are going.